So, the last couple of videos I've recorded, I forgot to close my window. But it's so cold outside, it's like 50 degrees, that I don't even have my window open anyways, so... Yay. Do you ever just look up a video and realize, oh wow, how does this not exist? It's another one of those videos. As said by a million YouTubers, Super Mario 64 needs no introduction. I love unused stuff in games, and seeing just all the unused stuff in like Mario World just makes me really happy. It's like all this stuff, it's almost like a hidden world in a game to me. It's just very interesting. So yeah, unused stuff in Mario 64. I'm not going to go over the stuff found in the source code, as that's already been done a lot, so just why would I make a worse video, you know? I'm just going to go over the stuff that's actually left in their retail builds, and of course I have to give credits to the cutting room floor for most of the stuff shown. So first off, there's a couple unused Mario animations. This one is of Mario putting his hat on, but faster. How interesting. This one shows Mario presumably rolling, but apparently a transition from a freefall to a forward spin. This one, according to the source code of the IQ build, would have been used when landing onto a Koopa shell. This animation shows Mario coughing, likely because of the toxic haze in Hazy Maze Cave. For some reason, it's a copy of the running animation. There's the motionless Mario sitting animation. This one would have been used for side flipping according to the source code. And the bullies have this unused animation. I don't know why it was taken out. I kinda like it. Mips the Rabbit was originally meant to be thrown according to Miyamoto in some interviews, but you can still do this in water in the final game, but there's unused animation of Mips landing, so remnant of that. The Piranha Plant has an unused animation of it showing its teeth, similar to the Piranha Plants shown in the 1995 build. Yukiki the monkey has an unused falling animation, and that's it for animations. So next to their level effects, but there's a lack of pictures apparently, so do that, people who know C. Environment effects, if you don't know, are stuff like the snowflakes, lava bubbles, and just other stuff like that. There's one of a blizzard, and it apparently interacts with Mario the same way as snowflakes. I don't know what that means. There's an unused flower animation for a bouncy flower, and when selecting this environment effect, just throws them all over the ground like the lava bubbles. There's also some text that was used in the Japanese version that was blanked out, so it was never translated to the overseas versions. And there's also the infamous delicious cake line in between the secret aquarium and Castle Secret Stars. There's this unused line in the game which was translated to English, French, and Chinese, but strangely not German. My guess on where this would be used is the hallway leading to the courtyard, as that's like the only time this line would make any sense. There's also this level select left over from the 1995 builds. The accessible levels are Whomp's Fortress, Lethal Lava Lands, Cool Cool Mountains, Dire Dire Docks, and Bowser in the Dark World. You can also load this start menu from the same builds. There's an unused camera cutscene effect, which was most likely used for the top of the pyramid and Shifting Sand Land being destroyed. For some reason, the cutting room floor shows hippos being picked up, even though that's a glitch, not an unused thing. There's one really strange oddity in Jolly Roger Bay. There's actually 3 ships in it, one being at the bottom, only used in Star 1, and the second being used in Star 2 to 6. The third one is also made to only show up in Star 1, though it's programmed to not be visible. And as stated in this video, it's semi-transparent and starts to vanish as you get closer. It may have originally been used to guide the player over there, but I don't know, we may never know. And next are some collision oddities, because why not? In Wing Mario Over the Rainbow, you can hang on the clouds for some reason. It's literally impossible to hang on it without ROM hacking some ground down there. No currently known glitches, human viable or task only glitches can allow you to do this. You can also hang on the clouds in Super Mario 64 DS, so like what? The slide on Tall Mountain has this part of the collision in the first tunnel, likely a remnant of a sign being there possibly. And also the mushrooms have more simple collision than the visual model. And why not? A fun fact about the Tall Mountain slide. The slide is actually split up into 3 different areas, likely due to the slide being too large for one area. If you really pay attention in the slide, you can notice a very, very small lag spike. But if you aren't looking, you aren't gonna notice it. Inside the castle, the other 2 paintings in Peach's Secret Slide also have extended area, though they don't have any collision, so you can't go to there. And the tower, the wing cap towers, have taller collision than the visual models. This is very noticeable if you're like me. And the towers on top of the castle just have no collision for some reason. Part of the ground here at Mon's Fortress has a cutout in the collision, which was likely used for piranha plants, since most other piranha plant areas have this little cutout. This theory is supported by the fact that there's a piranha plant around the same area in the Throwback Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. And there's this unfinished diamond, but I honestly don't understand the explanation of it. There's an unused demo reel that has this data located after the Peach's Secret Slide demo and was most likely used for Cool Mountain. The fish and cap switches have checks for level 32. I guess, not really that interesting, but noticeable measurement. Oh, and Koopa the Quake has a mouth. I don't like that. Yay, unused objects time. There's an unused bouncing animation for a Yoshi egg found in Dryworld's assets. There's an untextured blark with a single animation. There's a key which you would have found inside Booze, and there's 4 different colors of it for some reason. There's also unused key counters which changed between the versions. There's a behavior for fire that would circle around Mario. There's behavior data for cracked ice object, which would have been used to get the In the Deep Freeze star in Snowman's Land, and you would have had a ground pound to get into the star. Honestly, I feel like that would have been kind of cool. There's an unused behavior for fire that would bounce in a straight line and then would disappear if bouncing was around it. Doesn't really sound that good. There's also an unused behavior for the flames inside the castle. Moto-Sam is a removed object with mentions of it inside the decompiled source code, and the model is found in the IQ's source code. Kinda cool. The paintings are split up into 3 sections vertically, similar to the 3 horizontal levels used in Dryworld to control the water level. You can set these to go to different locations through ROM hacking, but this is never done. There's an unused beta chest. There's an unused object in Mon's Fortress that apparently made a fish pop out of the water, which is shown in prototype builds. There's a behavior for the beta stars, the 2D ones, similar to Mario RPG ones from the beta. The red coins have an unused behavior to stay at a fixed distance away from Mario, which can be used to bait the player somewhere, Peach style. Similar to the Lava Land bullies, the Snow bullies have a small variant. There's this weird looking spring that no longer works properly, and the trapdoor relating to Bowser in the Dark World originally played a sound effect when activated. The sound remains in the games, though. There's a water mine that is similar to the ones in the Bowser fights, though is smaller. And just like Super Mario World, Super Mario 64 originally had a yellow cap switch, which was later discovered to enable Koopa shells. The switch is automatically set to enable by default, however. It's kind of cool, because originally it was just known that there's just a yellow cap switch, and it was just on by default, and somehow we later figured out it was to enable Koopa shells.
There was once a yellow switch with an accompanying transparent yellow box. When used in-game, the switch is automatically set to the on position for some unknown reason.
These green and red shells are left over and have no functionality, but the green shell has the same color as Koopa the Quake's shoes, so he may have originally looked like this. If so, I'm glad the redesign happened. The big bully has an unused bigger texture. There's this very complex, very interesting yellow rectangle. It has collision, and it's just a yellow rectangle. The Heave-Hoes have 2D tires. They also have unused, incorrectly scaled 3D tires. The Hazy Maze Cave Rolling Rocks have 2 unused, smaller, and more broken up variants. They likely broke up over time originally, and this one was used in Super Mario 64 DS when playing as Mega Mushroom Mario, apparently. Klepto, after you complete the star, still holds a yellow star, though he has an unused variant where he held a blue star. There's a less textured, more simple, and differently colored Mama Penguin, which was used in early screenshots. Also found is this variant of the penguin, which greatly resembles the penguin from the 1995 demo. One of the platforms in TikTok Clock has an unused variant which has a very slightly changed texture. Whoa. Goombas have an unused 3D head and body, and finally, as seen in early builds, the steel platforms in Mon's Fortress have a wider variant, which I kinda like more. And the last section, unused textures. Luckily for me, there's not much of those. There's a small round cactus which the cutting room floor uses often on the site. Some debug textures only in the Japanese version, though the V and Z were re-added later in the European version. Early Bowser eyes, where he had blue eyes, unused Mario eyes. A metal wing cap, which can be seen if you have the metal and wing cap, but this can only be done when ROM hacking, as those two never appear naturally in the same level. Honestly kind of creepy looking smile, likely used for Lakitu's claws, as Mario 64 is the only game where he doesn't have a smile. A rock texture, not much more to say. A chain texture in Sifting Sandland, not much to say about the cider. And possibly stairs, maybe, in Lethal Lava Land. And a shot of a coin, which seems to be the coin used in the 1995 build. It may have been used if Mario has no coins, or when he's already collected all the coins in the stage. Okay, that's just all the unused stuff in Mario 64. Most of this, I mean, it would be kind of cool, but I mean, like, it wouldn't really change much of the game. Whereas something like Mushroom Scales, an unused level in Super Mario World, I would have loved to see the finished version of that level. And some other stuff in Mario World's like, wow, I would have loved to see this. Most of this stuff, I don't really mind being removed. That one enemy that I can't pronounce its name, I mean, that one looks cool, but like, I don't know, I feel like the game was already almost perfect at the final build. Most of these would have been cool, but, you know, they're not really that interesting. Also, someone tell me how to end videos, I'm really bad at it.